Good morning, dear students. Welcome back again with a new session of lesson number 9 Environmental Management. Partly we have already studied in the previous class. Now, today we are going to discuss in detail about IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, and its function. The Indian Meteorological Department provides important information regarding weather and climatic conditions to other departments like aviation, shipping, agriculture, irrigation, marine, oil exploration and production, etc. Prediction regarding calamities like dust storms, sandstorms, heavy rainfall, hot and cold waves, tsunami, etc. are communicated to various departments, all types of mass communication media and all citizens with all citizens. For the purpose, India has launched several satellites equipped with high class technology. So, satellites have been utilized only for the purpose of prediction of any of these calamities taking place in any part of our country. Monsoon model and climatic prediction. Now, how this prediction is being done, and earlier how it was, and now how it is. Tradition of forecasting the monsoon season in India is more than 100 years. After the famine of 1877, H.F. Blandford, the founder of IMD, had made such a prediction for the first time, taking snowfall in Himalaya as a parameter for this prediction. So, after the famine, one parameter was heavy rainfall, heavy snowfall was taken as one of the parameter in it by one of the founder of IMD. Further, there were many other parameters later on taken out. But afterwards, in systematic order, what had happened? Sir Gilbert Walker, the director of IMD in the decade of 1930s, underlined the relationship between various worldwide climatic factors and Indian monsoon based on available observation and previous recording related to this relationship. He put forth hypotheses regarding the nature of the monsoons. So based on the previous records and observations, he put forward certain hypotheses. Hypothesis is a statement which may be true. It is assumed to be, or you can say later on, it can be true also. It may be even wrong also, but it may be even true also. This is we call as hypothesis. In the decade of 1990s, a monsoon model based upon 16 worldwide climatic parameter was developed with the initiative of Dr. Vasantrao Gowarikar. This model was used from 1990 to 2002. So, between 1990 to 2002, 16 parameter was being considered in order for the prediction. Further, there are various other models which are helpful for prediction. What are those models? Various other models used for the monsoon and climatic prediction, such as mathematical model, is also called as dynamic model, holistic model, and statistical model. These are based on the observations of previous observations. Based on the previous observation, the predictions are being made. Solid waste management. apart from climatic conditions. Now, new subtopic of it, solid waste management. Solid waste is any unwanted and discarded material created by human beings. If these waste materials are properly disposed of, they can be a valuable source of energy. Solid waste causes both water and soil pollution, so currently it is a serious matter, a worldwide problem, you can say. Solid waste is also a serious problem from the point of view of economic growth, environmental degradation, and health hazards. It is also a major threat to nature and human habitat because of the air, water, and soil pollution it's caused. So, if soil pollution is there, then definitely it will affect the production of the crops. Air pollution is there, it will affect the health of the human beings. So, by any means, solid waste is very much harmful with respect to with all point of view. With respect to, you can say, water also, it is affecting the water. It will affect the biotic and abiotic components of the water, biotic and abiotic components of the land, which we call as lithosphere, as well as air also. And therefore it is a serious issue which on which we have to discuss about it, and we have to try to solve about it. It is also a major threat to the nature and a human habitat because of this air, water, and soil pollution and its causes. Now, in order to study systematically, it is classified into various types. Now, today we are going to only discuss about its two types: solid and wet, or you can call it as two type of waste management: biotic and non-biotic, or you can call it as biodegradable or non-biodegradable. Biodegradable, which can be decomposed of very easily, and non-biodegradable, which cannot be decomposed. In simple language, we can say that biodegradable implies all wet waste, and solid waste we call it as non-biodegradable. And what are its components and what it is, we'll study it in detail now. Classification of solid waste. Solid waste are classified as biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste, it is easily degradable by microbes, includes kitchen waste, ash, soil, dung, parts of plants, etc. This waste is the organic type and is also called as wet soil waste, solid waste, and wet garbage. If it is carefully decomposed, we can get compost and fuel of good quality. Good quality from it. Such biofuel projects have been started in many of the cities. Non-biodegradable waste. This type of waste is not easily degradable because it requires a very long period of time and the use of various techniques. It includes plastic, metal, and other similar materials. This type of waste is also called as dry soil waste or dry garbage. So this type of waste, it takes more time for decomposition or degradation, and many other technologies are required, and hence it takes more time to decompose, and it's the better way to utilize it is modify and utilize it in our day-to-day life. That is the best way to manage the solid waste, or you can say non-biodegradable waste. Remaining part of it, we'll discuss it later on. Till then, have a great day.